Welcome to my first painting video in this channel, and come with me to see how I will paint this Primaris Captain in Gravis armor. So I hope that you will like it, and I hope that you will also find it helpful. So let's start with it. You can see that I already primed the miniature, and for that I used Citadel color Chaos Black, exactly this one. It doesn't matter, you can use whichever you want, it's just that I have personal preference for that one. And after priming the miniature in black, it will be nice to give like a thin layer of the black color that we will use with a brush. And in my case it will be Abaddon black. And it's going to be this one because I'm already painting the cape. Sorry for not pressing the button, I forgot. I'm not used to this. And as you can see, I'm using Wraithbone for the cape because I want this yellowish darker tone. And as you can see, I try to thin the paint as much as possible because I want the lighter parts to be like more intense, and the parts that there will be like the more shadowy, I want them to be more dark since the beginning. I mean, even if you have like this, you can clearly start to see like where the shadows are. That's kind of nice. I will try to paint this part that is the one missing because I already painted a little bit back there, but I don't want to use this specific tone. Like for the, see how I'm making a mess here? That's why I like to paint the parts that are in the inside first and then the ones that are in the outside. Okay, I don't want to paint too much in the inside because I will like to use some kind of grayish. And of course you can move the model as much as you want to reach every area. That's why it's a little bit difficult to record these kind of things. But anyway, we want to have something like a base for the inner parts of the cape. Okay, now I just added a little bit of black, very watery, and I decided to add it to this area because I want to look a little bit more dirty, and that's why I decided to do that. But still it looks quite bad here. I will fix it if I can. I just need to like spread it a little bit more because it's just that you can see like the that I have been like brushing there. Oh no, not it. I'll add a little bit of Wraithbone now. What I did right now was to add a little bit more of Wraithbone because I wanted the brush not to be noticeable. That's why I wanted like this more smooth. Right now I will add a little bit of Corax White because I wanted the highlights to start appearing before I proceed, just in case. And I think that I have it ready here. Yes, it's ready. And I will just add to the most exposed areas, and you can see already that this is like a very white. That's why I don't want to use this one that much because it's very like noticeable, and I prefer like to create the contrast. Here it is. A bit more here. Okay, next step should be of course the shoulder pads, because as this is a Black Templar it should have like white shoulder pads, so I'm going to use again Corax White to continue with this. And let's do it in the nicest possible way. Okay, not the best. Not the best. I can spread a little bit nicer this paint. First, I like to do the base with Corax White, and after that, I like to add a little bit of Breathbond, because later, like, I will do like some highlights when it's like finished, and I do the cross, like the Black Templar cross, of course. But I think that this is like too white. That's why I prefer to do Corax White to remove the black, and then Breathbond, and then I do a little bit of Corax White. It's a little bit weird, but I like how it ends, how it looks in the end. So then now I will add a little bit of breath one here. Or more. It doesn't matter if we do mistakes, we don't do mistakes. Because later we're going to paint this kind of everything around it anyway, so it doesn't matter if we like right now paint things. Before doing the power armor, of course, this is like the good moment to correct all those mistakes that we have made. Like for example here, you can see, and we will use more Abaddon black to cover all these white parts. Now we have to be much more careful with the cape, because of course now it's not the time to paint the cape and have to go back again to start doing things. I don't need to cover this, but I will do it anyway a little. Okay, looks better. Still can be done a little bit better. I can see that also there's some imperfections here and also here. Okay, the inside I will leave it for later, because it's not something that I want to touch right now. And maybe here I can add a little. Oh, I didn't see the inside here. Okay. You can see here, right in the legs, how I made like a mess there. But it's not a problem. We can go now and paint carefully every single thing black again. As I said, we don't really make mistakes. We just add things. Well, I made a mistake there. Anyway, I will fix it later. Okay, I already fixed that a little bit, and now I will like to do the highlights of the armor. But first of all, I will like to do the eyes, because as I said, I like to paint from the inside to the outside, so I will try to... there we go. Well, for this I'm using, I didn't say it, but I'm using first corn red, and then I will use a little bit of Mephiston red, because of course I would like to be more shiny. And there we go. it's too much. I already made a mistake. That's because I'm recording. I'm that kind of person that makes mistakes when someone is watching me. Now this eye at least needs to end up better. Okay, this one is a little bit better for now. And now I will wait for it to dry, and I will use a little bit of Mephiston red, because this is more like, how should I explain? Vivid, let's say. Like this one is quite darkish, and now I'm going to make it more. I'll put it here to see better. This is like the only case that I don't mind if I put a little bit more, because later I would like to have like a slightly red shadow, so it's not a big issue for me. See, I want to have like that part clearly visible. Of course, later I will, when I do the armor, I will cover it a little and it will leave like red the eyes only. But for now it's starting to look more like a Space Marine, but no, I need a little bit more. I will wait for this one to dry and I will do one more and continue with the highlight of the armor. Okay, now we have those deadly eyes. I would like to add some highlight later, but that's for later. For now I will focus in the armor. And for that I'm going to use two colors. I'm going to use first of all Dark Reaper, and then I will use some Fenrisian Grey. I mean, I have tried different things for the Black Templars. I try to do like different things, but in the end what I like the most is like this edge highlighting. So I think it looks kind of cool. I don't like it too much, but from the things that I have tried, I like them the most when they have like this ending. So I will start doing it, and for that I will use this brush, and I will start with Dark Reaper. It's going to be very bluish grayish, but I like that combination actually, so it's not that bad. Make it ready the paint. It's a little bit stupid because I have the paints in one side and the wet palette in the other. Okay, this is going to be tricky. This is like a kind of, I'm using three brushes right now. This one is the biggest one. Then I have other one smaller, and then I have like the one for detail. So I will try to do it nicely. It consists like this. We want to have like this kind of edges. I like to have this one all around every single piece, because this is not as let's say bright as the Fenrisian Grey. So when you do this, it's like noticeable, but it's not like too shiny. I like to use the Fenrisian Grey for the areas that I'm going to consider the ones that are going to be more exposed to light. So it's okay. So this is like the most tricky part, because we have to do this with every single edge that we have there. So I will do some, and then I will continue. I like to use like the side of the brush, but there are occasions that it's not that possible. And again, it's okay if we make mistakes, because I can see in the camera that I add too much there maybe. But it's okay, because as I said, later we can add a little bit more of Chaos Black, and it's going to be okay. Okay, so I will do that, because if I do it without the camera, it's going to be more easy for me, and I'm messing up the miniature too much, so I will continue. Okay, we can see that after applying a layer of Dark Reaper in every single edge of the power armor, now it looks a little bit better. So over the Dark Reaper right now I will add Fenrisian Grey, and this I will do it especially in the edges that are exposed to the light, so I'm not going to do it in every single edge. I mean, I don't want to do it, for example, over here in the back or under the arms, because I prefer this one to be more like a highlight of the light. I don't want to be like in every single edge light, so I will start doing it. And let's see how it goes. I will start where I started earlier. I will try to do it nicely. And yes, this one should be much thinner because it's going to be very, very, very noticeable. Because of course we are applying a very light color over power armor, so we have to be as gentle as possible. And right now I will start doing like these crazy poses because of course I have to. I usually try to do it with the edge of the brush. See, it's quite noticeable. That's why I don't want to do it in every single edge. I want to do it in the ones that are going to be exposed to the light. But I will show it once it's finished, because of course I will need to do a lot of crazy poses. So I will do a little bit more and then I will try to take it to myself. Okay, I will try to do the tricky part of the helmet, and now and as usual, move the miniature as much as you need. Okay, now it's an angry boy. Okay, I will continue and I will let you see how it's the finished product. I mean, not the whole miniature, but the power armor. Okay, so here we have all the highlights with Fenrisian blue of the power armor, the ones that are more exposed to the light. And I have to say that it looks more noticeable in the video than in person, but I think that it will look nicer when I do the rest of the details. It won't be not noticeable, and if not, we can always like make the lines thinner with the black or dark reaper, so it's okay. And right now I will do the metallic details. I will do the eagle in the chest. I will do the servo skull. I will do this part of the gun, and basically everything that is metallic I will use first this color, and then for the highlighting I will use this one, Stormhost silver. So okay, I will get. I thought that I had ready the paint already. Okay, it's thin enough, it's okay, it's not big. And let's go for the eagle. I will put the model like this if you don't mind. And I will start with the eagle in the chest. I like to make them with this metallic color. Well, I don't know if it's an eagle. I can see only wings because it's like covered by the stripe. So I don't know what kind of symbol they are wearing. And I like to do it this metallic instead of gold because of reasons. I don't know why. I like it more this metallic. Maybe I think it suits better the black of the power armor. When I started making them, I was doing it like gold, but then I decided to stop. I don't know why. There was a moment that it happened. And okay. And I also like to do this like joints in the power armor. It's funny because other chapters like have this part like black, but here like the armor itself it's black. I feel like it should have like a different color. So I add the metallic taste to that. Okay, this part is done. Of course, there's no mistakes. If we do something that we shouldn't, we can go back and add black to it. Okay, all done. I like to do this part of the power armor as well, and I will continue with it. What else did I see? Okay, I will go for this. Okay. Okay, now I have to check the weapon because I think that maybe I will add red here, but for sure the charger and such it will be like metallic. I will think about it. I have the bad habit of I start something here, then I jump to the other part. I shouldn't do that. But it was more like, oh my god, I started from this side, I should start from the beginning. And the beginning is here in the top. Okay, so everything that should be metallic is metallic right now, and I will go for the rest of the details in front. I will use probably red, gold, and I will use brown for this stripe that it has here, and most probably I will do the cape like a reddish later. But I will do like the gold details. I also want gold here in the blade, so I will start with gold right now. For gold, I usually like to start with Balthasar gold, and then I used Retributor armor for the highlights. So I will start with Balthasar gold. And I will put it in this weird position, sorry. As usual, do all the crazy turns that you want. Okay, and now I will paint this skull here. Oh, and this is going to be a little bit tricky, but it's okay, it can be done. Okay, I will need to correct this one later. Okay, I'm not a big fan of this metallic silver thing. I will maybe try to change it if I'm not that comfortable, but for now I will leave it like that. And with that done, I will go to this. I'm quite happy because after painting some of the gold details, you cannot really see that the highlight is so visible, and that's something that it makes me happy. Yeah, it's good. I will now proceed to paint this stripe and the kind of belt that he's wearing. And for the stripe, I'm going to use directly this one, more fun brown. I will go for it. And yes, I want to do like the whole stripe brown. I shouldn't have painted this so soon. I should have waited a little bit more. And of course, as usual, let's do the crazy poses for things were necessary. I don't see. Okay. No, it's not painted as nicely as I want. Okay, I like how it looks the red right now. So now the next logic step will be like these cables and these cables, that I will also make them red, because I like the contrast of the colors right now. So I will go for red. And for now I haven't used the Mephiston red, I'm only doing like corn red. So I will proceed with it. I like to use this one as a base because it's much more darker. I wouldn't say darker, but it's definitely not as shiny as the Mephiston red, so I can make like interesting contrast. Oh my god, sorry. It happens to me a lot that when I'm painting I take the model out. So sorry for that. Now I don't know how I will paint this bottom part. Try to do it from the inside because it's quite visible. Oh my god, I paint on. Well, it's okay. I can fix the ammunition. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, I did every red detail in the power armor, shoulder pad, and the cables in the back. So now the next step will be, of course, doing the cape. And of course, I'm going to do the same. I mean, I haven't used Mephiston red yet. I have been using corn red, and that's what I'm going to use for the cape. And I will proceed with it. And I'm a little bit scared of doing this in the video because I'm scared of messing up, of course, because I'm not looking at it properly. So let's try to do it nicely. Okay, it's not going that bad. As you can see, it's very thin, and once I start like spreading it, you will be like the black down. But it's okay, I do this on purpose because I don't want to be too bright. I want it to be darkish. So for me it's important that the dark is still visible. Like here, well, not that up. Okay, so here you can see the first layer and you can see a lot through it. But it's okay because this is what I want. Right now I will add a little bit of probably black mixed with red into the inner parts, and then I will add a little bit more of corn red into the upper parts, and then I will do the highlights with the Mephiston red. But it's nice. I'm happy with what I'm seeing right now. It's interesting. So okay, I will do it. I will add a little bit of black right now. A little, not too much. Because if I add too much, then I'm going to be forced to start again. And okay. I didn't take enough. No, first time I didn't add enough, and now maybe I add too much. But it's okay, it's not a big issue. I really want the inside to be dark. Here it should be more gentle. I took too much black with the brush and I had like to remove a little. It's okay. I'm doing the same thing with the black that I did earlier. I mean, it's also very watery. So when it dries, you should be able to see a little bit of the color underneath. Even if it's black and it's going to cover a lot. Oh, that was maybe too much. And now I'm not even going to let it dry. I will go directly with a little bit more of corn red. And I will try to make it a little bit more, let's say that I will try to enhance the transition to don't make them look like they are two completely different colors. As usual, there's no mistakes. If something is not looking as we want, we can just start that part again, so it's not like a big issue if things are not perfect. since the beginning. I'm going too far away. See, now it's starting to look a little bit nicer than earlier. I like to do this way. Maybe I'm doing like one extra step or something, but I like to combine the colors like this, because I don't know, I feel like I have like more control of what I'm doing. This is basically what I did also with like the inner part of the cape, but this is more bright, because of course I don't know, I consider that if I do the inside too dark, then the model itself, it will be like maybe too dark as well. And all the power armor by itself, it's quite black, so I try to do it not too dark in like a hole. So it's, what do you think? Looking quite interesting. Add a little bit more here. I always have like problem there. Okay, this is my cape. I guess now I should go here. Yes, I didn't do this part, I will do it right now. But I have to do like a weird pose for this, so I will show later. So this is how the cape looks right now. I did the inside part, so now I can add some highlight to every red part in the miniature, and for that I will use Mephiston red, as I said. And I have like the worst kind of paint. It's like stacked there, it's solidified. I don't know why exactly, but it happened quite recently after I got it, or when I got it, I'm not sure, because of course I started taking paint from here. So when I came down, I realized about that. So I don't know what's the issue exactly. If you know something about it, please let me know. I will take some paint, because I had like to scrap the paint out. It's so annoying for me. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay. And right now is when I'm going to add a little bit of highlight just here. Quite nice, right? I like this kind of transition of color. I like it in reds especially, like going from almost black to this vivid red. I like this a lot. That's why I like it a lot. That's why I do this a lot in the models that I have. Like every Black Templar that I have with a cape like this, it's like having this kind of colors in the back. But of course I try to improve, and if you have any kind of advice to tell me, please let me know, because I appreciate that kind of feedback. We all want to make our miniatures better every time. Of course, I already painted what I should paint. Anyway, as we established, it is what it is. And now same procedure, but with like the rest of the parts, like the cables. Oops, sorry. Oh my god. That's why I'm looking at the camera instead of at the model itself. That I'm not as comfortable as usually I am. Okay, then I will try to do it starting with the belt. Oh no, I was touching the back. No, it's okay, it's okay. Maybe too much. Okay. And of course, I forgot about the sword that I'm going to do the same. I'm going to use corn red for the small, let's say, rings that it has here. Oh no, it's too watery. This happens because it didn't clear the brush properly, but it's okay. It's not a big problem because I will use some shade paint. Null oil will help me. Oh my god, I just took too much paint. Okay, I have too much here. I hope that it will be okay. Okay, the handle of the sword is in red already. I think that I should do the gun red as well because my Black Templars they have like red guns, and this one looks like it's not like attached to the power fist, so maybe I should do it red. I will try doing it red, and if I don't like it I will just change it or paint over it, so it's okay, it's not a big deal. Corn red as well. And let's see how it will look. Maybe it's going to be too visible. Well, no, it's okay. It's okay. And well, as usual, I start with corn red. And then I will do all the highlights in my piston red. My models are quite consistent in reds because those are the only two that I have, so there's no much of a choice for me. It's not that noticeable, so it's okay. Oops. I can survive with the color. Because, for example, for my aggressors, I decided to leave the weapons in the arms without the red paint. Because I consider that it was not like a weapon, it was like part of the armor. Not bad, not bad. Do you have something else red? Well, it has a purity seal there. I will also do it. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Okay. Handle of the blade. Like it's not, I'm not taking like enough paint out. And here. Oh no, it's too watery. That's not nice. The brush was completely dry. See, I got into the watery part instead of the solid one. Okay. Okay, now it looks how it should look. No, it's still a little bit too wet. That's not nice. Not that nice, but it's okay. I can survive. I need to add a little bit more here and here and here. Here it's better. Okay, I think that now it's time to do some highlights of the golden parts. So for that, as I mentioned, I'm going to use Retributor Armor. And I can leave this here. Okay. And I should start with the... What's up with this? It's noticeable, right? I like also the contrast between these two. I'll try to do like the upper ring. And now similar at the back. Similar but not the same. And now it's a turn of the sword. Let's see, here. I will do something similar with the Now the funny thing that I just noticed is that I forgot to paint the cape here. I only painted in the back, I didn't paint it here. Oh my god. Well, it's okay, not a big deal. It's not that I had to do them next to each other, so it's okay. They're still looking... Yes, I can do it, I can do it. Same procedure as earlier. Too watery. Well, let's say that it's much better to try directly in the paper or in the wet palette. But here I was too confident. And that's not good. No, it's better. We'll do this upper part first. Oh my god, of course I painted there. Well, I will do it without the camera. I will do it nicely and then I will show how it's going. Well, as you can see already, it's almost done. I just need to polish some details and now I will proceed to the shoulder pads. And for that, I like to use a little bit of Abaddon Black because, as you can see, I have the border black, but the inside is still very white. Here it can be seen very noticeable. So I will try to do it. I try to like do it slightly that, because right now I will apply some null oil. It's the best in my opinion for the Black Templars. Here. See, it's not perfect, but it's like a black base. Oh, maybe there is did a little bit more than necessary, because what I like to do is this. I'll just take null oil, famous because it's like the best friend of miniature painters. And of course, first of all, see, we have an eagle here to add some shade. But anyway, don't let the eagle distract me. We are going to do this. So what I like to do is to cover the inside and maybe a little bit of here to do a separation between the cape and the shoulder pad. And now when it dries, it should look nice. A little bit grayish, but also with a nice shadow between the shoulder pad and whatever that is there. So here it's the same issue. I will try to do it like this. Is it visible? Yes. I have to say that the sun is not friendly. Here I did it too much, it should be less, but it's okay because later I will fix it. What I care about really is that, see, now the shoulder pad looks much better. Here the same, and I will also add a little bit of null oil here. And of course we have this. Of course, try not to put too much, but we can see now that we have like a clear separation between all the rings, and we can do that here too. And of course here as well. Yeah, it's quite useful, but I don't want to wash the whole model, so now I will let dry the null oil. And the most difficult part, it will be try to do like the Black Templar insignia here. Maybe I should have done that before gluing everything, but it's too late now, so I will try to do my best. And of course, let's add also a little bit more of null oil here. Better. And of course here as well. And maybe I can add it here. Oh, it maybe adds too much. For the metallic parts I used null oil, and for the golden parts I will use the Agrax Airshade. I like this one a lot. I think that with gold it looks quite nice. With gold, so I will add it to the gold places. Let's check here the blade. Oh, maybe I added too much there at the beginning. It's okay, it can be. I will remove the excess with the brush right now. There we go. So yeah, I think it looks better than the null oil for the gold because it's like this brownish, so it's quite nice in my opinion. Of course, when it dries, it will look better than right now. And finally, basically, I will add it everywhere that there's something gold. And of course, here. Interesting. Nice, nice, nice. And now, after everything is dry, I will add a little bit of Stormhost silver to enhance a little bit. I would like to use some blues for the power sword, but I'm not going to do now because I don't do it pretty well, so I will leave it for now. Let's say that my captain has his sword turned off because he's shooting maybe, but it's okay. For now it can be done like that. Okay, I'm going to add it here. Nice. A little bit here and there. Now I will right here. And there. And this side. And something else that I'm missing, maybe a little bit here. Here. Okay, I will continue because the sun is not nice and I have to do it checking properly. Okay, I'm going to try to do one of the shoulder pads or at least the base, but I cannot have like the brush properly because of the camera. Maybe here. Okay, maybe now I will need more space here. Okay, so first of all I will mark the center, and of course I waited too much and the paint got a little bit dry. Okay, now it should work nicely. I think, yes, it should work. First of all, I'm going to mark the center. This should be approximately the center. Oh, that was a mistake. And I'm going to do small triangles. And then I close them. Now I do another triangle. I'm so sorry. And then I will do another triangle. That one was too big already. And then I will do the last. Oh, I cannot do it properly because of the school. I'll try to do it here. But it's not a problem because I mean we need to have like a base. Now we can correct this with white. How sad. I will fix it, don't worry. I'm used already to do this, but in this case it's quite complex because I have this, I was touching that and I had like the camera right here. So it was not easy, but it's okay, I will manage. Okay, I will do it by myself. And well, after finishing with the details, correcting the small mistakes that can be made, adding a little bit of 1000 blood in the blade, this is my primary scab time in Gravis armor for my Black Templars. So I'm quite happy with it. Of course, there's always a space for a little bit of correction or perfection, but for now I'm quite happy with it. So I hope that you like it, and if you're still watching, please consider giving me a like and subscribing. Thank you very much and see you next time.